You don't have discipline. You don't have motivation. What are you going to do?
Don't play with me, that's the only thing I love. I love, 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 love. I love, I love, 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 love. I love.
What's up, everybody? So this video idea was actually brought up to me by a close friend of mine. He was wondering if there is anything that I would recommend as far as helping to remain consistent and how to instill that base of discipline as far as your gym goals go. So I'm going to dive into some personal experience, what I actually do, and I'll get into some more research-backed stuff as far as that all goes. So stay tuned if you want to stay on track.
So as far as what I do in regards to remaining consistent at this point is I pretty well rely heavily on patterns and the fact that I've been doing this for long enough now that it's just second nature. But what I did initially was I created a program that didn't have me beat up by day 2 when I needed to go 4 days. I made sure that the energy expenditure was fairly similar throughout the course of the 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days that I would be going to the gym, because as everybody knows, it's a lot harder to go on day 4 if you beat the shit out of yourself from days 1 to 3. So a big thing that I would focus on is making sure that the program you're on, it doesn't have you going to failure every day, or doesn't have you burning out or making it more difficult to recover, because every day following every workout is going to be harder to get up and go do it. Secondly, when you're building a routine, when you're just getting back into it, maybe it isn't as important to do similar training styles to myself or other people. Maybe a research-based training program or an evidence-based training program isn't the best for you. Maybe you put together a workout program full of movements that you love. Say you're in love with squatting. Maybe your leg day is a heavy squat day. Maybe you do a variation of squats throughout the day. You do hack squats, sissy squats, free weight squats, Smith machine walkout squats, primary focus on hamstrings, whatever the case may be. You tailor make your program so that you like it so much you want to go. You provide yourself with carrot as opposed to stick, if you're familiar with the analogy, and kind of convince yourself to go. Another thing you can do as well is try and have an accountability partner. Now, this is a little bit difficult for a lot of people, but if you have a training partner, obviously that's incredibly beneficial. But if you can't find a training partner, find someone who's just going to give enough of a fuck about you and your goals and you reaching your goals that they're going to hold you accountable when you try and skip out. Okay, so now to get into a little bit more of a research-based explanation for how to just do things, how to create that base of discipline, how to stop procrastinating, and how to remain consistent once you create that base. Now, an author that I'm in love with absolutely is Mel Robbins, and she created this book and theorized this whole idea called the 5-second rule. And the concept behind the 5-second rule is basically that procrastination is simply a stress response. It's a totally normal and valid reaction to higher stress levels, anxiety, whatever the case may be. And the knowledge that you're always 3 seconds or 5 seconds away from a totally different result, a totally different life even, depending on the situation you're going to make, is going to be enough of a driving component to push you to do something. Now, what I really like about this book is that you can start off small. If you're a person who snoozes the alarm, so your alarm goes off, you count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get out of bed. You begin to do that every morning. You're scared of, I don't know, riding your bike, and it takes you 20 minutes every morning to get ready and strapped up to ride your bike to work. So you give yourself a 5-second count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you hop on your bike. You slowly start to build and accumulate these things, and you begin to create this conscious and subconscious cue in your brain that, oh, after 5 seconds, I just do the fucking thing. So if it comes down to doing it for the gym, you're standing there at your island, you're eating snacks, you're thinking, am I going to go? I don't know if I'm going to go. I want to start, but I don't want to start. You can begin to implement this 5-second rule where you give yourself a 5-second count. Okay, 5 seconds, and I'm going to top in the car and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, you're there. And obviously, it's a lot easier to deal with once you create that mental cue. There's a certain amount of neuroscience and stuff that goes into the theory as well. I'm not going to delve 100% into it because, to be completely honest, it's been a while since I read the book, but I still find myself counting to 5 and just doing shit. So I'm telling you from anecdotal experience, aside from the sites and sources, in the book itself, it fucking works. So there's one thing, obviously, to keep yourself disciplined as well. Things I mentioned in the previous clip, such as designing the program in such a way that you'll enjoy it enough to continue to go, your brain will begin to associate pleasure from the experience. And obviously, your brain's whole goal is to keep you alive. And pleasure equals good, good equals happy, happy equals alive, so on and so forth. You see where I'm going with this whole thing. But that's definitely something that I would recommend. What I would actually look into is creating cues for yourself. Like, basically create a pattern so that it becomes instinctual. That's probably one of the best ways to create discipline, aside from counting to 5 and just doing the thing. So if you want to go to the gym every day after breakfast, create a routine. Get up in the morning, brush your teeth, have a glass of water, have a shake with some oats, hop in the car and drive to the gym. Repeat that for a few days. Give yourself 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days. Then all of a sudden, you're not even thinking about what you're doing. Everything has become so habitual and instinctual, you just continue to go. Now, what do we do about the consistency? Well, I mentioned that earlier in the video, in the previous clip. Make sure that you actually physically have the energy to continue to go. If you're on a 6-day split and you're finding yourself beat by day 4, maybe that's telling you something. Maybe change up the intensity, or maybe go from a 6-day split to a 4-day split. Take a look at moving your exercises around. Take a look at combining body parts in different ways, and take a look at your nutrition, your rest, the stress in your exterior life, exterior to the gym. All those things will play a factor in your ability to go and pursue something physical. A big part of consistency now that I notice a lot of people employing is social media. If you begin to post your progress or your workouts, or even just one picture every day, thumbs up from the gym on your social media, and your following notices, you're going to have people who are like, yo, why didn't you, where's the thumbs up from today? Or where's the thumbs up from yesterday? Or whatever the case may be. And you're going to find yourself accountable to a larger group of people. I'm not saying this works for everybody, and if you don't have social media, this doesn't work for you. But I mean, that's another useful tool you can use for consistency as well. The most important thing that I would do is I would make it the easiest habit to have. And from there, you make changes. So pick exercises you like. Only work out on days that make the most optimal sense for you. Make it so easy to go to the gym. Create a habit. Create subconscious and conscious cues. Incorporate the 5-second rule. Make sure you're properly recovered. Make sure you're properly rested. And try and mitigate or eliminate stress in your life exterior to the gym. All these things should help you to create a base of discipline and remain consistent once you do so. Well, guys, I hope this has been helpful. Hopefully you like this style, this video format. I really like speaking into the mic. It makes me feel like a professional. And hopefully you like the edits as they begin to come. If you want to see more training videos, comment below. If you want to see more evidence-based informational videos regarding anything, let me know. If you want to see anything that I haven't done or that I have done you want more of, let me know. Like the video if you haven't seen it or you're seeing it for the first time. Subscribe to the channel. Savage season commences.